morning. My name is Jennifer Tanaka. I was born and raised here in the Seattle area. And like many young people, I had big questions about my identity, my self-worth, and my sense of purpose. Then, in the early 1990s, I studied abroad to Romania. It was a pivotal moment in my life. It was that opportunity, the opportunity to develop relationships with people living in completely different conditions, with different worldviews, different cultural backgrounds, that enabled me to better understand myself and to realize there is so much more out there to see and do, beyond the familiarity of my life in Seattle. I went on to work and live nearly 20 years abroad, working on minority rights and leadership development. I recently returned to Seattle, and today I'm leading OneWorld Now, an organization that continues to recreate stories like mine for today's youth. For 13 years, OneWorld Now has been changing the lives of minority high school students through a model of language, leadership, and study abroad. We see how our programs change our students, how they gain in self-confidence, how they become more open toward themselves and others. And of the 98% that go on to college, more and more are now landing international careers, including the Department of State, the Department of Energy, and UN agencies. But our challenge is that study abroad to critical regions we focus on, like China and the broader Middle East, cost at least $5,000 per student. It isn't scalable. For most families, it's cost prohibitive. In fact, across the nation, less than 1% of high school students and 1% of college students study abroad each year, and that's not enough. It's not enough to say that we are giving our youth the education to really understand themselves in the world, that they're developing the business skills to maintain and grow our position in a globalized economy, and as our future leaders, that they have the mindsets and the skills to more strongly contribute to peace and stability. Through innovation in our award-winning curriculum, we can give 20 times more students a broader world perspective at less than 1/4 the cost. We can open up opportunities for more underserved youth by harnessing the potential of today's technology. Our innovation is to adapt our unique leadership curriculum to online platforms so that we can connect students here in Seattle with peers in China and the broader Middle East. Now, some of you may be thinking, isn't this just pen pals? We've learned that the key to a meaningful and purposeful experience is an exchange based on a guided curriculum with clear learning objectives. We use existing platforms like Google and WeChat. For example, we can have a student in Seattle, a student in Rabat, and a student in Beijing learn about each other's culture through street art. Asked to share a piece of street art which is reflective of your culture, each student goes out and with their phones, which they all love, takes a photo, uploads it to a shared platform. Then learning and exchange is guided through questions like, who do you think created this art and why? What themes are being explored? How do they reflect your social norms and your cultural values? Within 5 years, we can engage at least 10,000 students and continue to grow each year. Students will gain important 21st century skills like emotional intelligence, empathy towards others, cross-cultural collaborations, and working remotely in groups. They will also each have the opportunity to develop a relationship with a peer from a critical region of the world. Our sustainability relies on a combination of strategies, including grants and fee-for-service. Our innovation allows us to access new types of grants for STEM-related funding, technology and education, and the State Department's growing support for virtual exchanges. In addition to grants, we have a series of initiatives to generate program fees, including tuition from our after-school program, the introduction of new after-school clubs, and the direct services we offer to teachers, schools, and individual students. Our team has the broad experience, and we have the international connections to grow and adapt our work. The management, the fundraising, and the business expertise, the language and the cultural experience to inform our work. And each week we have the hands-on experience designing and delivering inspiring program for high school students. Our ask tonight for the Fast Pitch is $25,000 so that we can adapt our curriculum, solidify our partnerships, and begin rolling out exchanges by spring of 2016. But more broadly, if you see the value of cultural exchange, if you see the value of creating opportunities for all young people, especially those farthest away from international education, I ask you to contact us. We want your support, we need your support to create the kinds of collaborations so that we can scale opportunity, break through the 1%, and connect more and more of our future global leaders. Thank you.